would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, no problem. My name is Raybien Felizardo.
Awesome. What do you like to do?
I'm a graphic designer. Really passionate about graphic design.
Awesome. What got you into graphic design?
I actually didn't know what I wanted to do at first. Back in high school, I was super indecisive picking out a major, even like a school. Just talking to a lot of guidance counselors and just a lot of people. And so I kind of just decided to go to community college in Middlesex. Took a few courses, and then I picked the graphic design course just so, for the hell of it, try it, and instantly fell in love with it. And then as soon as I fell in love with it, took the 2-year course, got my associates then, and then transferred to Leslie, and then kind of just snowballed from there at that point. I knew as soon as I transferred to a 4-year school, I wanted to do graphic design for a living.
Awesome, dude. That's really cool. What are like the programs you kind of use to make your graphic design?
Yeah, definitely. So I used the Adobe Creative Suite, but mostly the Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign for working more screen-based magazine stuff or mock-ups of that sort, or even like logo-based stuff. I use Illustrator for Photoshop, manipulating photos to a certain way that I can use, and then InDesign, just again mocking up brochures and of that sort. And then recently been doing a lot more After Effects and a little bit of Premiere Pro, just working with like video editing and or motion graphics.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Well, I have one last question here.
Yeah.
How do you push the envelope or like try to go a little bit further on some of your projects?
Yeah, definitely. So I look more towards other people. I think I work best with looking at others' work and how I can implement it, not necessarily copying their work, but kind of just like what are they doing that is kind of working, and how can I kind of interpret that as well. But also for me, using a lot of YouTube videos and just in general going on the internet and just finding what you can, especially with like the After Effects stuff. I'm mostly self-taught, and so just like YouTube is such a great resource, or just the internet in general is such a great resource to use. And so just looking at other works of art for me is what I'm trying to, or rather pushing the envelope to it. And yeah.
What are some of like the social media kind of trends or something like that? Like, what are the social medias that kind of inspire you the most? I know there's Pinterest. I know there's Behance.
Yeah.
Like, do you use a certain social media, or is it like, do you want to have a presence on all of them?
I mean, for the most part, in terms of if I'm looking at artwork, I have like my own Instagram page for just art stuff. So I go on Instagram and just follow like people like typography stuff, or like motion graphic people that do a lot of those work. That's more my content. And if I like their content of others, I follow there. And then yeah, for the most part, like that's my main thing. Definitely I want to like pursue more like Pinterest and Behance, just because I think they're more accessible and they're more integrated, and you can do a lot more with just Instagram and stuff. You can
especially with inspiration.
Definitely, like especially with Pinterest, you can make boards, and just like I think it's way more useful than like a feed of Instagram, just like, you know what I mean?
What would a client expect from you when you're doing a logo or design for them?
Yeah, so I tend to like working with clients very close knit, trying to see what they want first and versus what I want. Obviously, like they hired me for a reason. They want my expertise and stuff, but I also want, obviously they have ideas that they want translated, and so I try my best to kind of work very close to the client so it's not straying too far to the extreme and stuff like that. And yeah, I guess reiterating it, just close knit work with clients so we're on the same path, rather than like working like back and forth of like figuring out what logo we want or what we want to do. If we just stay on the same path, it should work out like that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, no problem. I appreciate this.